at you all the way from our dorm rooms to your conference rooms. Sabah and Dan team in here, two college students who are ready to talk to you guys about business and lifestyle from our personal experiences.
Each week we'll discuss about our lifestyle as college students as well as our tips and strategies starting in the business field. We'll bring on successful entrepreneurs in the millennial generation to share with us their journey and how they got started and where they're at now.
Our goal is to help you students, millennials, and entrepreneurs gain inspirational advice by our spontaneous conversations and meaningful guidance. Let's dive on in.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 70 of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. Guys, and if you find any little bit of value within our podcast, please just rate, subscribe, and review. It'll be so helpful. That's how we get ranked in iTunes. That's how we get ranked everywhere. So definitely just please do that. But to get us going, as always, Sabah, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, dying a little bit because I have really bad allergies right now, but not too bad.
That's awesome. Actually, it's not awesome. It's awesome that I don't have allergies. Guys, today we're just going to be talking about scheduling out your days and your weeks. Just like, one of the tips in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it tells you to schedule out your week, and you should be. But Sabah, tell us a little bit how you're scheduling out your days now, being back at college.
Yeah, so to start out, I absolutely love using planners and now my Google Calendar because recently I just started to use my Google Calendar. I used to never use it, but it's so helpful because it syncs with your phone. So literally, in the mornings, I could just look at my phone, go to my calendar, and see what I have scheduled for the day. And then for college students, I like to use a planner. And this is tips for if you're still in classes. I like to look at due dates for tests, assignments, quizzes, and stuff, and just write it all in my planner. Because later in the semester, doing a podcast, working on a business, and classes and stuff, there's so many deadlines that you need to be aware of. So just writing all of that down in the beginning of the semester really helps throughout the day or throughout the entire year then.
Yeah, definitely. I know with when I was back in school, or actually even now, Google Calendar for the win, definitely. I use that all the time. It's hooked up directly to my Calendly, which then we schedule our appointments with new clients with, anytime we got to block out times, it automatically goes into our Calendly, and it's awesome. I love how the Google Calendar works and how it syncs with Calendly. But, yeah, guys, schedule out your days. I mean, I know it's terrible to say, but I know from about 8 a.m. till about 6 p.m. or 5 p.m., I'm at work. It's flat out. That's what I have to do that's what I have to do right now, and it is what it is. But I know I have an hour during lunch that I get stuff done, and I know on the train I can get stuff done. I know on my way home or going to and from on the train, I schedule out, it's about maybe a 30 to 45-minute train ride. So I schedule out different things I can do, whether or not it's in the morning. Usually I read, and on my way home, I'm usually writing out different things for a chatbot sequence or, going after people. But it's so great, guys. You really have to just schedule out your days in order to really know what you have to do.
Dan, so you have work and then you're also working on your business and this podcast. So when do you really make time to go see your friends and hang out with your family? How does that all balance out?
Yeah, so hanging out with family usually ends up being after work. Hanging out with friends is usually a Saturday or Sunday deal. Just being at work, it's just so much harder now. I mean, it's something I'm striving. It's bad to say, but it's something I really just want to work for myself, and it's something I view myself doing in the near future. Making time for others, you really have to schedule that out, and it's obviously very important. But to be honest, during the weeks and grinding my weeks away right now is something that I just got to do to get my my mind right, get myself at where I want to be personally. And then I leave my Saturdays and Sundays for, hanging out with my friends. So what I'm actually going to be doing now, because my girlfriend still goes to school in Iowa, I'm back in Chicago. I'm literally told her, I'll come visit you, but I'm going to be working literally almost the whole time. And she's like, I know, you got to do what you got to do. But, sometimes you got to, make time for them and schedule it out. It's just very difficult, but I do schedule out time to, eat dinner with my mom every night, talk to my girlfriend, go hang out with my friends. And it's bad to say you'll schedule them in, but you got to schedule it in. It is what it is, or else you might get passed up. So that's what I do right now.
I know, definitely. I mean, like, even myself, like, during school classes, there's so much stuff that goes on that you do need to schedule them in, because if not, you can miss out on different, like, experiences and stuff that's going on. Because I know for me, like, sometimes, like, my friends are like, oh, like, where are you? You're always working and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, they don't see, like, all the hard work that goes into, like, the success that we want. I mean, for me, after I graduate, then you, Dan, like, we want to work for ourselves. We don't want to go and work a job and continue doing that for the rest of our life. So like balancing our work, like what we're doing right now, and then making time for friends and family is definitely a must throughout the day.
Yeah, definitely, guys, especially with what we want to do. I mean, I probably get home from work around 6-ish. If I'm not recording a podcast with Sabah, I'm then going home, I'm eating dinner, I'm then going straight to work, do some stuff, then I'll go work out, and then I'll go back home, and I'll stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake back up at 6 and do it all over again. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's what you have to do in the short term to, have success in the long term, right? You always got to think about that it's a long-term play, not a short-term play. And, you have to live your life like how no one wants you to live it, how you want to the rest of your life, or what, however the saying goes. That's what you got to do to get it done. And you just got to make sure that you're scheduling out time in between. Saba, what is like some of your, what are some of your effectiveness tips? Your productivity tips? What's one of your major productivity tips besides scheduling that you always do every day?
Yeah, so in order to stay focused for me is I actually do like 45-minute sessions of just pure work, like setting my phone aside, not doing anything, and then just working straight for 45 minutes, taking like a 15-minute break, and then doing it all over again. Because for me, I get distracted easily if I have my phone right beside me, if I have social media up, if I'm doing like my classwork or something, because I love to batch my work, even for classes. Like if I have quizzes every week, I will literally do like 4 or 5 quizzes, so I'm done for the rest of the month. So that way it helps me focus on my business, the podcast, everything else that I'm doing on the side. So the 45-minute like focusing on one thing and then taking a break, then doing it again has really helped me a lot to batch my work and then get things done ahead of time.
Yeah, it's all about batching. I actually love that a lot. That's something a lot of people don't talk about, but really the effective people utilize. So if you don't know what batching is, it's pretty much just focusing on one thing for, a period of time, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, whatever it is. I know people that do batching literally for like the next 30 minutes. I'll only reply to emails because sometimes that's how long it takes to go through your emails and reply. Could take an hour, whatever it is. But you always got to batch your work just because it's just like, it's something that's so important to do. You always got to just focus on one thing so you get the most out of it. And guys, that's all we really have today on dorm rooms and conference rooms. But you can find Sabah more directly at sabahali.com, and you can find myself more directly at danielteeman.com. Sabah, what are some final words?
Definitely make a schedule, use Google Calendars or Planner, anything that works for you in order to stay on task and focus on your work. But that is all we have today on Dorm Rooms to Conference Rooms.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dorm Rooms and Conference Rooms. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you haven't joined our accelerator program yet, you can find that at livetogrind.com/college, where we connect you with today's latest influencers and experts in their fields.